This is Molly Odegard Nikolic, author of Incidents of Life. Molly, what inspired you to write this novel?
I was inspired to write this novel because I wanted history to be remembered and maybe corrected. I don't know if you can actually correct history since it's already been done, but I wanted it to be remembered. So many things in history have changed all of us for such a long time that maybe we need to go back to see what we shouldn't do instead of what we are doing.
What is the time frame of your novel?
The time frame of Incidents of Life is the World War II and a little bit after. It was a difficult time in history, and so I wanted to remind people of the things that happened at that particular time and how it affected people. Kind of like nowadays, how does everything affect everyone? And it does. Some people just don't realize.
Does it go all the way to present day, or?
Actually, no. No, it doesn't. It goes up until about 1960s.
Would you introduce us to some of your characters?
Well, the main characters in the book are Odegard Arandjelovic, famous author, his assistant, Vesna Petrovic, who is engaged to an American that comes to Yugoslavia to help Bosko with his final work.
And what is his name?
His name is Harrison Barkley.
Are those the only characters?
No, we have several others. We have the mother of Vesna, whose name is Yelena, and her story of her sad life with her husband, who is a jerk. And then we have Bosko's former love, a lovely lady he met in America during World War II. And then we have just other various characters that kind of help the situation.
Would you read to us from your book?
I'd be delighted. How about a little bit from the beginning? Chapter 1. Harrison Charles Barkley walked over to the newly painted fireplace and threw his cigarette into the fire. Enough. I'm not going to do this anymore, he said out loud, determined what life had chosen for him was now going to be changed. His life had to go forward. He couldn't let himself stagnate. He wasn't the type. Vesna would always be with him, in his heart, where it mattered. Harrison plopped himself down on the overly stuffed blue velvet armchair, which sat across from the fireplace. It was early fall in Madison, Wisconsin. Sitting there, he could hear the autumn wind blow through the old oak tree outside the window. Their leaves rustled loudly. The sky was gray, giving the late morning a lighting, making one think it was early afternoon, even though the clock on the mantel showed 11:42. A light drizzle fell, adding to the feeling of winter being just around the corner. Harrison lit another cigarette. Cigarette in hand, his mind took him back to beautiful Vesna Petrovic, his love, the woman of his desire. She began to seem in another place, another time to him, almost like a dream, which was fading away. Halfway around the world, Vesna's mother, Yelena Petrovic, decided her life also had to go on. She, like Harrison, had let things stop, hadn't come back to the point of getting on with life. The loss of her daughter, her one and only child, was more than she could ever bear. She and Harrison were lost together with the death of Vesna. Vesna was totally loved by both her mother and fiancé. Her death had created an unthinkable void that had put these two people in such a deep place of mourning that nothing seemed to pull them out.
You've told us a little about your characters. Now tell us a little about yourself.
I'd be happy to. I live in Madison, Wisconsin with my husband, Dan, and we have one sweet kitty cat. I am a member of Phi Beta fraternity. I have a degree in history from Edgewood College. I like being in films as an extra. I love to cook and entertain, and I just want to I like reading and writing is fun. This is Molly Odegard Nikolic, author of Incidents of Life. I hope you'll enjoy my work.